Hey guys, what's up? Back again. And do I have a ton of stories to tell you guys? It is February 2022. Happy New Year's. So much has been going on lately that, I gotta vent it. I have no therapy, so, YouTube has always been my therapy. Anyway, so where do we even start? I ended up in the ER a couple weeks ago. I basically had to call the ambulance. I had another gallbladder attack, and this was like the worst ones because it got to the point where I couldn't breathe. Well, I was breathing hard. So they had to put oxygen on my nose in the ambulance and stuff like that. So I was like, hey, look, I know I have 3 gallstones, and they've taken, like, the times that I went to the ER, like, they told me I had 3 gallstones, and they sent me right back home. So the story is that if I don't have a fever or I'm throwing up, they don't take your gallbladder out. So finally, like, it's like when I got to the ER, I told the doctor, I was like, listen, I know it's these gallstones, it's not, I didn't get a heart attack, I didn't get a stroke, I didn't have a panic attack, because that's what they thought. I was like, oh, they're like, do you suffer from panic attacks? I was like, no, I don't. So I told the doctor, I was like, listen, I'm never gonna get a fever. I've been going through this gallbladder pain for the last 5 years, on and off, and it's getting to the point that I can't eat anything because it's giving me pain. So I was like, just please take the gallbladder out. I ended up in waiting for. First of all, I waited for a room for like two days. I went to the hospital on Wednesday, and I ended up getting surgery on Saturday morning. So they basically put like a camera in my belly and took the gallbladder out on Saturday morning. And I had to stay in the hospital for like 2 days. And then I ended up going home, and my mom had to come here for about 2 weeks so that she can help me, because I couldn't carry anything. I couldn't bend down. I couldn't do, mostly anything the first week. And I had a lot of gas in my body, because obviously when they open your stomach, they pump your body with air so it's easier for them to take out whatever they're taking out. So yeah, I got my gallbladder taken out. And so far so good. The only thing that I notice now is that, like, if I do eat greasy foods, it just goes down like so fast. I'm like a bird. And I do start feeling like a lot of gas in my body, so my shoulder here starts to hurt. And I was originally having this pain all the time when I was having when I had my gallbladder. So I mean, it's not that bad, but I'd rather have this pain than the pain all over my body, at least in my chest, every time I ate something. So finally got that done, and I don't have to worry about that for the rest of my life, because I was so tired of the pain. It's great not being without. It's great being without all that pain. So that happened. What else happened? Another crazy thing that is happening in my life, as I speak, is that my parents are separated. That's a big one, isn't it? I've never really spoken about my parents or my immediate family because of how toxic they've always been, and that's a part of my life that I don't like people having opinions on, but I feel like I need to talk about it now because it's happening. Like, I'm not gonna talk about their background or anything like that, because I respect my parents, but ever since I was little, I've always been depressed and very anxious at the house. When I say the house, their house. And I was always depressed. I was diagnosed with depression when I was 12, 13. And I never understood the root of it. I think I assumed that it was just me because I didn't accept myself with a disability, and I felt like I didn't fit in. I think that's what I assumed, and so I didn't put much thought into it. But it all makes sense now because in high school, my parents were, well, at least my dad was talking about divorce, and it never happened. And you know, in high school, you start to like figure things out, and I was like, you guys need to get divorced because you guys don't get along. You don't go out on dates, like you just don't get along. There were just two people living like roommates. And little by little, like college, I started like telling people, like friends, about my parents and how I never wanted to go home. Like everything was like work, 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 work. I was like a workaholic when I was like 18, 19. They're like, you're not supposed to, they're like, my friends would be like, you're not supposed to feel that way. You're not supposed to feel like you don't want to go home and you'd rather be at work because that's your house. And I'm like, yeah, but that's the norm for me. So it's weird having separated parents as an adult. You know, there are times during the day that I just start crying. Like I've been watching this movie Encanto. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's this Colombian movie. It's about family, and there's a part where she's just like, she's just trying to like, you know, not have a broken family, and she's trying to get everything, you know, good in the family. Like feels like she needs to be the strong one in the family. And I just start crying, and I'm just like, why am I crying? Do I feel like I've always had a broken home? Yes. You know, just because you have two parents in the household, it doesn't mean that everything's okay. And then you just kind of compare like your life, what would have happened if they actually got divorced when I was younger? Would it affect me in school and all these other things? Probably, you know. So you gotta like think about like what would have been better. You don't know what would have been better as a teenager or in high school, whatever. You don't know. So as an adult, I don't know how to feel. And then I started thinking about, was my whole childhood a lie? But you know, at the same time, I'm a parent now, so I understand that sometimes you just have to make it work for the kids. And my mom didn't want her kids to have any trauma or any, you know, school issues, end up in jail and all this other stuff. So like, I get it. It's just weird though that it's like they're separated, they're selling the house. I'm not going into details more than that, but it's really weird. But it all makes sense now, and I'm not a depressed person anymore ever since I left my parents' house again. It's just toxic. I have a broken family because I don't even talk to my brother. I think all of that has to do with my parents' parenting, their parenting style, and that's all they know. If they can't even fix their own relationship, how are they gonna, you know, raise two kids? And they just couldn't figure it out on themselves. So that's that, and it is what it is. I have to focus on my own family, on my own son and his stuff, and my health too. And thankfully, I was able to get rid of most of my problems health-wise by taking my gallbladder out. And it's crazy. Once I don't have no ear infections. I was suffering from ear infections all the time for the past year. No, actually for the past 3 years. Ever since I had my son, I was suffering from ear infections. My skin is still dry. I don't know. My skin is just, I thought that my skin being so dry had something to do with my gallbladder. Negative. I think it's just, I have shitty skin. And so that's that. So I don't know if anyone can relate. Is there an adult out there that has parents that separated as an adult? I don't, it's just weird. I don't know, man. And so that's what I'm going through right now. And yeah, other than that, everything is great. I'm great health-wise. My son is great. Everyone's healthy. Richie has been going through this cough and pneumonia thing. It wasn't COVID because he got tested. We haven't had COVID since last year, New Year's, you know, New Year's 2021. You know, we've been fine and still using our masks and stuff. And yeah, that it is what it is. Other than that, we're good. And I don't know. It's I haven't done videos also because of the pain I've been going through, and it's just frustrating having to multitask. And as a mother, you're not number one, even though you should be on your I know I should be in my priority list as number one, but I'm not. It's always everyone else and then me. And yeah, my son has been number one, and then it's Richie, and then it's me. Just taking my son to therapy. I think I'm gonna have to switch where I send him to therapy, because even though my son is succeeding, he's not succeeding as much as I want to. He has language disability, which he's not really speaking fully. He speaks, but not, you know, sentences, like complete sentences. And he's almost 4 in May. So I'm trying to fix that. So other than that, you know, just working and being focused on saving money. That's all there is to it, folks. I'll be doing more videos on Netflix. So stay tuned for that. I've been watching a lot of stuff on Netflix, so there's a lot of suggestions here. So stay tuned for that, and I'll post more. And yeah, thank you for watching, and on to the next video. Bye, guys.